altitude mining, 14,000 feet. I've got to get this heavy equipment running up and down the mountain, getting material off, get all the crews focused in on the pockets they got going, get them extracted. Every day we're getting a little bit of snow, weather's coming in, knocking on the door. You can literally feel the clock ticking. It's very important that we pull as much blue off of this mountain this year as we can. Let's not leave nothing on the table here. We've got some pretty good blue, but we really got to push these next 2 to 3 weeks because, you know, we're just not quite there. The guys are hitting the north face really hard. Chris is focused on where Big Boy came from, and I think he's on it. I think we're probably in the range of about 5,000 carats. Guys killing it. So we'll move up the hill a little bit with Jason and Ian. I put them on the north face, and they are onto some pegmatite materials as well, and they're starting to pull some blue. Both of them are getting beautiful blue, but it's on.
So now time is of the essence, and the leaves are already starting to change. Unbelievable. And you can just feel the weather changing, so every dig is very crucial.
We're bringing material off the mountain and down to our warehouse for processing. There's a real urgency to get some pocket material now that we've got a lot of the infrastructure done that allow us to get into some new areas. Everybody's in place to be successful. Let's see if these zones can keep producing.
It's so beautiful when it comes out, and you want that. But you really gotta, you know, look at the hill and decide too big of an angle, can't go. I'm Ron Greasy. I've been prospecting for over 10 years doing solo trips. Okay, today I'm gonna be going to the South Knob, a place where I found some aquamarine. It really got me excited. This stuff is coming from somewhere. So I got to go up there and play detective and get this stuff out of there. I know it's there. My mode of transportation here is a motorcycle. Really kind of like it, just sitting in the middle of the seat and hitting the throttle and going up the trail, but it's a mean trail. So you got to hang on all the way up and you got to push yourself off of it all the way down. The trail is super tough and relentless. There's so many boulders and you have to pick your path as you go. You screw up a little bit, it screws you up a lot. There's a lot of places where it looks like I'm wobbling, but I'm getting around boulders and rocks. And it's a little 250. It's light to maneuver around and it pulls you up like a goat. Just arrived up top Antero. It's a little chilly up here, probably gonna dig out a coat and go over this South Knob a little bit and do some screening and some digging, try to see what gives.
Well, here we are at our mining facility. With a purchase like this, there's a financial commitment, you know, and quite frankly, Tracy and I and my father, before he passed, literally put everything we had into the purchase of the building. There is, just like any business, monthly costs, taxes, you know, local, everything here in Colorado. It's pretty expensive, but it's a worthwhile investment. And with what we do, literally one scoop can pay for an operation like this, but make no mistake about it. Every season hinges on making and paying the bills, paying the guys, and, you know, keeping ourselves above water. The commitment's growing, the risk is growing, and me and my wife, we face it head on every day. We've created a wash plant that's kind of tailored to what we do. We haul down the material from the top of Mount Antero, we bring it into the shop, we start stockpiling on one end of the building. We can run our material, get some water on it. We have found that we'll recover about 30 to 40% more on a yearly basis, and that's huge for us. You know, time is money up there. It's still a delicate process. We don't want to break any crystals, if at all possible. Obviously, as you start to cake material through, that water is going to break up the material, and as it spins and discharges through its classification, that A is going to give us a good peek at the material and get a good wash for the silt to discharge in its proper outlet. We'll have 3 different sizes coming out of the machine. So if we don't have the wash side calibrated as much, kind of defeating the purpose, because we're going to get a muddy sludge coming out, and that's pretty much the same thing we already had on the mountain. I think we got everything fine-tuned. Let's get some material and see if some blue's in here.
Got some blue coming out here on the side screen. Nice blue coming off. Even the little pieces, this is gem quality aqua. You got to check all the discharges because all the gravel has got a good alluvial in it. Getting blue. This is what we wash for. This is why you have to get some water on this material. You're getting nice chunks of blue. We could be walking all over the place up there and missing this good material. So it's not as gemmy as we'd like, but these are great specimens.
It all starts with the minerals from the mountain. This particular bin here is what we call our gem clay bin. Tracy has a cosmetic line. This discharge here, we call it the gem clay silt. It is the finest of the material that comes through the wash plant. Once we get to this stage of a wash plant and this is full, we start to bag it up. And that's when it goes off to the next phase for processing for Tracy and her formulation.
It's not easy. You have to find it in pocket material, and it has to be the smectite clay that comes out of the pocket material, and then all the little gemstones that we can't use in jewelry, that all goes into my gem clay. Once we get it all in different grades, so we grade it, and then we get it processed at the plant, and I get it into a talc powder. This is when it can absorb into your skin. So this goes to the lab, and then I formulate it with the lab technicians, and I get all my products just perfectly made. And it's beautiful.
As story goes with mining, you're always growing, you're always finding better ways and techniques. Obviously, we want to find those matrix pockets, but when you pull out 300 or 400 carats in debris, that's a big, big step for us.
Get pretty big on this north face. Cigar size aqua in here. Unbelievable. So we're back out here on the north face, getting into some more aqua. I'm pretty sure this pocket is gonna keep going. So last weekend, found over 2,000 carats of aqua, real nice gemmy stuff. Had real good clarity, terminations, stuff that's ready to go right into jewelry and even specimen grade. So we're gonna try to get back into this again and see if we can't pull out any more. This could be the $1 million pocket. Eventually, the mountain kicks my butt just because of the altitude. While I may have the strength to dig all day, the altitude gets to my head, gives me a headache. If I don't drink enough and eat enough food, that also takes its toll. So every now and again, I gotta stop and remember that I need nutrition to keep going. I'm going to keep recycling the water and try to melt these crystals out. My intention here is not to break anything, so I'm gonna try to real nice and easy, nice and slow, just let them melt out, see what we can't pull out for the rest of the day. Minerals need room to grow. They need the right temperatures. They need all the right conditions. And that's why it's so rare. It's almost like you have to have the perfect baking conditions, just like you would baking a cake. Too hot, you're gonna fry it. Too cool, and it's gonna be mush. Just right, and you're gonna have crystals forming. Yeah, that's a good sign. They're still in here. It's not an aqua, it's a barrel. But if there's barrel, there's likely to be aqua.
You can see it just pocketed out so many different times. There's a great boulder. This one's coming off the mountain today. I'm Mike, and I'm a prospector up on Antero. And today we're going to be taking the dump trucks up top so we can load the trucks with boulders, and we can also load it with material so we can keep mining throughout the winter. The Mount Antero trail system, it's not necessarily made for dump trucks. So we definitely run across different obstacles, large boulders that are in the road, and then smaller boulders as well will get caught in the tires. You're also going up on this road. This is a shelf road, which means that they pretty much just cut a road in the side of the mountain. So there's times where this truck is just so long, its wheelbase is so long that when you come around a switchback, it takes a lot of time. Sometimes it's a 7-point turn just to be able to get around a turn. Now we're towards the end of the season, so we're starting to burn daylight, and we got to get as many runs in as we can. So we're trying to rush with this, and we're trying to balance safety. So there's a fine line that you have to ride when you're driving these trucks up this road.
Look at that, brother. Pure glass. What a pocket.
My name is Ian Schimpfel, and I'm a miner and prospector on Mount Antero and Mount White. And today, Jason and I are going to go up to the north face of Mount Antero to check on our dig ready mats to see how well they've been melting the permafrost. After that, we're just going to see what other kind of aquamarine we can find, what kind of holes we can open up.
We just made it up top. Weather's looking pretty good, and we're about to head over to our job site.
And now we're going to check on the dig ready mats to find out how well they've been melting the permafrost.
The ground looks a lot softer. Looks pretty thawed out right now. Pocket material is showing. It's a really good sign. There we go. Getting a little bit back in the pocket material there.
We have a lot of pegmatite in this area, so right now I'm just kind of opening it up and seeing where all of the pegmatite veins are running.
And what I'm looking for is a little bit of iron staining, a little bit of blue, as we know as beryl, and smoky quartz. They all are kind of associated with each other, so that's what I'm hunting. That's good material here.
Yes.
It's already starting to pick out some smoke.
A great thing to do is basically widen out your hole in every direction. Go left, go right, go in, and go down so you can expose more of the pegmatite or degraded microcline and see how large your productive zone is.
It's giving me really good sign here. This is just a random rock laying around on the alluvial float here. The alluvial float is all the crushed rock coming down the hill, and it's got blue in it. So it's happening here somewhere. This stuff here is different than this. I'm into the original hill. This is all alluvial. I like being into the original stuff here. This is in place, nice crushable pegmatite material. And I'm trying to get that out of that hole with all the big rocks above it. I want to keep following that. There's a seam here. There's blue in some of the rocks, and I want to dig the heck out of that, but it gets into your safety standard. Yeah, I can't judge those. I'm not sure what I'm going to do here. So usually when you find a place, it's diggable, that means it's crushed. So all the crushed stuff around here, the boulders are sitting on other boulders with crushed stuff underneath it. You don't know what you're really standing on and dealing with. I had an accident in like 2015 and everything rushed out of the hill, went right down with it. Really gotta, look at the hill and decide that's too much, that's on an angle, that boulder field's too big of an angle. God knows what rock's the kingpin rock. If I move this dirt and it moves that rock, all these slide out and then I'm done. Maybe the best thing is to keep digging down here. Take the time and clear all this out and try to get down here where you're not messing with the integrity of the danger zone there. That's not good. This thing pockets out. If it turns a little rusty colored, it changes. You start to see smokies, and you're hoping in all that crushed pack spot, somewhere it had a pocket and there was space, and it made the goods. And I don't see any bits and signs of it yet. But right here in cleaning out the hole is blue barrel in the rock. So it gives you the sign to keep digging, and it teases you. So I keep digging. And the quartz is really starting to bunch up, getting more graphic. This is a bit of the work that I've came up with over the winter. Brand new silversmithing. I'm just taking it up and doing tiny stuff is pretty neat. And this is local material. Time and weather is the biggest thing. Weather controls the time. You get a short season, and it just plays cat and mouse with you. It never quits. And when the day lines up, when you get that good weather and you get into a good seam and some really good minerals come out, it's worth every bit of the struggle. I have found little bits from before. Look at that. Really nice fluorite, super fluorite. Just rolled right out. That's really neat. It's got faces here. Some really greenish color inside there, because these can be green as well as purple, but it's got some green inclusion. It's really neat. I don't see any other signs, so that probably was floating, coming down this mountain for thousands of years and ended up there. There's no pocket here.
So we have our pocket-rich material that's down from the side. Now we finally got the dump truck up here. We're going to be able to take this stuff that we've been putting off to the side and get this stuff on the back of the truck and start hauling it down. We have to go slow and steady when we're taking this excavator up and down. These roads put an extreme amount of pressure on the tracks. If we pop or break a track, the repair can cost us thousands of dollars. And every time we're shut down, we're losing money. Loaded up the dump truck, so we got all our pocket material in there. So we're good to go with the dump, so we're gonna get that out of the way and bring the flatbed in. And with the flatbed, we load that with boulders. So the boulders up here, you find boulders with gemstones, pegmatite all over it, and it's really one-of-a-kind type stuff. So we bring this stuff down off the mountain and we sell this for landscape feature, water feature. They're a big part of our business. It's the right shape. It's definitely the right shape. So it's really hard to find that right boulder. So what I'm looking for in a boulder is I want to find that nice square, long rectangle, something with a flat edge to it, which, believe it or not, isn't so easy to find up here on a mountain full of granite. But when we find one that has that right shape, if it happens to have the gemstones on it, if it has smoky and mica and aquamarine sticking out of it, then yeah, heck yeah, we bring that one down off the mountain.
Look up here, quartz.
Oh yeah, you got a whole bunch of stuff happening on this one.
Little smoky right here. Look, check that out.
Yeah. Granite will come in many different colors, and ours is so white it almost seems like it's bleached. So when I can find just that pure white granite boulder, it's definitely a perfect choice for sure. So what we got here is an awesome granite boulder. It's perfect shape. You can see it just pocketed out so many different times, just full of smoky quartz terminated. It's definitely going to double the value of this boulder. This is a great boulder. This one's coming off the mountain today. So now we just got to pick it up and put it on the truck. Kind of have to be a little delicate with it. One, you don't want to break the boulder and damage the crystals. Two, you also don't want to hurt the truck. Yeah, we're gonna go into regen mode here soon. We ain't got much time left.
The high elevation affects these machines a lot. The way that these new machines are engineered with the exhaust recovery units, the unit does not like the altitude. The machine will go into what we call regen mode and only gives us about 70% power, which can be extremely frustrating when we're in a zone that's producing.
Yeah, well heck, the trucks are loaded now. Plenty of sunlight. So the machine's going into regen mode. Nothing we can do, but we can get in there and start hand digging, and that's what we're gonna do.
Overnight we had some torrential downpour, and it shifted some boulders that got right above one of the pockets that we were working. So we're about to get underneath this boulder and move it out of the way and see if we can get back into this pocket.
Even though Jason and I are well used to and acclimated to this elevation, we can still get pretty winded while we're up here working.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, baby.
Let's go.
Yeah,
baby. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's go.
Watch out, watch out, watch out.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it on.
Yeah.
We got the boulder to slide on top of the bar, so it slid out of our way. Now we could access our hole.
The boulder also brought down a bunch of overburden with it that's now filled in the hole, but we're just gonna go ahead and do the work to take all of that out and get back into the good working zone.
Get this material out of here. Now we're starting to see a little bit more pocket material. Yeah, that's what I want to see. Bing.
We're down at the gem store, Mount Antero Treasures. We're off the mountain This kind of sets the tone for our motivation for what we do mining. This is the ends to the means. We've got all of our wonderful product here that we've mined. We're anticipating a busy day today, and we've got some clients coming in. A new client, Noel from Zachariah & Zap. He's coming over to establish a relationship with our Aquamarines to infuse with his lapis product, and hopefully he'll find what he's looking for. How you doing, Noel?
Doing great, Craig.
Good.
Yeah.
So we got some pretty blues here to show you. Just came off the mountain.
Yeah, my name is Noel Adam, and I own a jewelry store in Crested Butte called Zachariah Zip & Company. And why I'm here is to hopefully get some of the aquamarine that Craig has found up on the mountain and have it cut into the faceted stone to put into our jewelry.
So we're going to lay out some aquamarines. He's going to spend some time kind of picking and choosing, and this goes the process. He's got his lapis laid out here next to the aquamarines, and that's going to give him a kind of a color perspective as to what he's looking for. This is going to help better his business, help him be a little more creative. The more selection he has, the more areas that he can explore on his side of the business.
A little bit light in color, but what I'm doing here is I'm moving the ones that I see having areas, windows that have cuttable areas in them that can be cut into the stones we need. These over here don't really have enough cuttable areas to warrant the amount of expense. And this one right here is just a beautiful specimen. Just a lovely, lovely color and lovely inclusions. Not very many clear areas, but some, yeah.
Obviously, you want a good clarity, good color. He's trying to match with a specific piece to his lapis.
Back to crystal number 1. Yeah. And this one right here has a lot of little fractures and stuff in it, but some very, very clear areas too. And we've cut quite a few of the 3.5 millimeters that I was talking about.
Had calculated will travel. Wholesale side, you're used to paying $5. What do you say we meet in the middle for $7.50?
That sounds like a great deal. Yeah.
So right here we're looking at about $17.25.
Okay. That sounds great, sir.
So Noel from Zachariah & Zap just left. We had a great visit, picked up another great client, and started to build another relationship with another great business outlet over in Crested Butte. This is what Colorado Aquamarine is all about.
Don't let anybody tell you that there's easy aqua and easy finds up here. It's one of the hardest jobs I've ever done, and it wears down on you. I'm just gonna keep working this zone and pulling back the material and exposing it, let the sun melt it, let the water melt it. It's gonna be a good day. Frozen solid. Oh, got some cave-in. Yep. Never fails. It caves in and you got more work to do. I gotta try to get this out of here so that I can keep my water pool going. So I gotta get down pretty deep. I've gotta go at least 4 or 5 feet down before I get to this layer where this pocket is kind of running. It's tedious. Oh, I think I see something in here. Something right in the crack. Yep, there he is. More aqua. Woo-hoo-hoo! Oh, look at it roll just right out, just like that. Man, not a real big piece, but it's a gem. You can cut a nice little stone out of that. Grab that water, and just like a little waterfall, just kind of watch what starts to come out. Melting out aquas, man. What better job is there? Oh, whoa. Woo! Look at that. Oh, look at that. That is a lunker. Yeah, aqua, man. That's what I'm talking about. Gosh, that is beautiful. Man, look at that. Oh, there's got to be more here. So once you get into it, once you see aqua, that's when you really want to slow down. Take your time, do it real slow so you don't wash any down. Is that, oh. No, oh my gosh. Look at the blue on those suckers. Oh, no. Just melt it out. Oh, look at these, man. Look at these lunkers, man. Those are gonna go right into some jewelry. Make somebody real happy. The color is just amazing. I'm gonna call it a day today. I'm gonna bring down a bunch of the material I've got. And these bags here, I've got probably 4 of these down in the shop. I've got 4 of them here in my car. And I'm gonna go down to Craig and Tracy and we're gonna sift them up, see what else we can add to the total.
I moved from the other place because it got quite a bit dangerous digging in there. I didn't like it. Things over your head like that. Oh, that pinched my leg. Way too dangerous for me to keep digging there. I wasn't looking up. I moved up to this spot about 20 feet up, 20 feet over. And it just has a lot more quartz in the rock and a lot more bigger sign here and a little safer place to dig. This is looking really good. This is pegmatite with big smoky chunks in it. And we're hoping that this place, which is not as dangerous, will turn up some blue and some space and some smokies. Oh, look at that right there. Look at the blue right here. Oh man, look at that. Look at all that blue right through there. The sign's back this way, right here. There's a seam going in right there. You want 2 cracks that run together and then make a bigger space. We need space for this stuff to happen. I lost the blue now. Oh, it's up through here. The biggest frustration is working all week and being so close, having it tease you, having it make you think that in another 1.5 feet it's going to turn blue, and then it just pinches off into nothing. It aggravates you. Maybe tomorrow will be the day, but that's the nature of the game, you know. She gives, she takes, and I got a big piece of fluorite out of the deal. I really like that. I can't wait to get home and look at it with the goggles.
So the machine's in regen mode. That can take up to 1.5 hours. So we're going to use our time up here wisely, and we're going to get into doing some hand digging, and we're going to find some aqua and get into a pocket. That piece popped right there. So what led us to this spot here is there was a pocket a few feet over, and we followed that line of pegmatite. When that pocket ran out, that line, that seam of pegmatite kept going. So we followed it, and here we are. Within this line of peg, we have more aquamarine. Yeah, there's an aqua right there.
I got something. I got blue.
Heck yeah, that's an aqua right there. Heck yeah.
There it is.
Look at that.
Awesome.
Amazing. Amazing.
Beautiful blue.
That, holy crap. That is electric blue.
Gorgeous.
Amazing. Good find, Sus. And this line of peg, I'm not kidding, this thing is gigantic cutting through this north face here. It's beautiful. It's like it changes too when you turn it. So it's that little bit of bicolor in it. So if this pocket keeps producing like this, we're not just getting that one brand new gold wing, we're maybe gonna get two. So we got into a great pocket, and we're gonna keep getting into that pocket. That pocket is awesome. So we're gonna get the machine going. We got a pocket getting dug out. Things are looking really good right now for us. Good crystal, Suze.
You know, as much knowledge as we have and as hard as we work, sometimes, you know, you get what the mountain or what the ground gives you.
We just put on our rain gear, and the wind chill has just dropped dramatically. It's about 45 degrees right now, but with the wind chill, probably another -10.
It's gonna start popping for us at any time. We got the peg here on the lower left. Not sure where that's exactly running yet, but we got one that's going right up through the middle, as you know, and then this one on the right, I think, runs up that way.
It does.
And I've been digging down some, and I think they meet right underneath, bro. So it's like boom, 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 boom.
Man. Oh, man, yeah. I think I see some blue, man. Oh, frick, yes! Oh, what a good piece, too, man. Oh, these are a little bit bigger, a lot bigger, I would say, than what we were finding before. That's exciting. That is really exciting to get some good pieces, and I think there's some more pieces in there. Oh. About to pass out here. Whoa. Energy, energy. Right on, baby. Yes. Let me see what else we got here. Oh, man. This is what we are going after. And these are some great sizes. Oh, yes. Let me get this very gently. Oh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Another great piece. Yes, man. Yes. All day for this stuff. Oh, yeah, baby. Now that is a good one right there. It looks like it might have some bicolor to it. Let's see if it's terminated real quick. Oh, yes, it has some terminations on it. So that's a nice specimen quality crystal right here. Nice clarity. That is what we've been working hard for. Oh, there's another nice one right there. This one might even be bigger than the last one. Oh, it is. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Oh, hard work paid off, man. Hard work paid off. Let's see. Oh, we got another one here. Got another one. Oh, and that's another nice clarity one. Not as big, but I'm just as happy. Yeah, man. Yes, yes, yes. Man, come check out this aquamarine, buddy. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Check this stuff out. That's one of the nicest pieces.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, that
Yeah.
is just top quality.
Oh, this is great stuff, brother.
Great work, man. Excellent work. We've had a long day. We've worked very hard. Jason got into a really excellent pocket of aquamarines, just pulled out some real stunners. I was able to pull out a couple stunner aquamarines as well, and we capped the day off by finding a couple little morganites, which are pretty rare and a really cool and beautiful stone.
Oh my goodness, that is.
We're looking at a base value of about 20, upwards of maybe $60,000.
That is just gem. What a pocket.
We're off the mountain, so we're gonna bring down several bags of material that were kind of in the debris field. We know it's got some good material. We got high hopes for some of this high zone that we've been in. So guys are coming off, cleanup day, and we're gonna see what's going on with these bags.
We're about to wash everything up, and hopefully we can add a whole bunch more aqua to the pile we got going already.
Using the screen table and spraying some water onto the minerals laying on the screen table really helps to separate them effectively and quickly so that we can determine which pieces are gem aquamarine and which pieces are merely going to be waste.
Tuning later.
You can always pick these pieces of granite out just off to the side.
Oh my gosh. Holy cow.
Look at that monster.
Yeah, as I was saying, phase 2, just as important.
That's what we call a good week on Antero, guys.
Go through some proportion of it.
Iced out, man. And we'll move to another couple of bags and see if we can pull any more fishing lures out of there. All right, let's bag it and tag it. So we've got, you know, a total Jimmy crystal structure to this pile. The north bench up top seems to have a little bit more clear with the prismatic activity. We're off and running, so this is a good count. This is a good day. Bag o' blue. Great job, Jason. Great job, Ian.
Right on,
my man.
Right on.
Looking good. Great cleanup. We're looking at about $110,000 worth of rough. Of course, that value increases as we can separate the Jimmy material, move that into facet material, and then ultimately into wearable functional jewelry. That's where the real value is in my business. But just as a rough wholesale value, about $110,000. Guys are doing phenomenal. We're gonna get a little bit more excavator activity, push into some of these zones, and hopefully get some more. I think we're just on the edge of it.
We found such good blue already. The color is just amazing. We have to give it like a big push because if we don't, we're gonna miss so much stuff that we can still get out of our mining season this year.
Keep on prospecting.
Woo!